Enra ena enkra pumpuni mantem haba hotel bi ana hoje bia bi a friend Charleston Hotel I know ewo Tesano ewo enkra ha sei adwumakuo bi a wo frɛ won YAFO Institute what they organize dialogue IB S.H.S. Oni nyina efa free senior high school and as a free SHS policy no what S.H.S. wo na wo hwe se se success and say moi etimi ababeboa papa ewo mu a etimi ababeboa yeye e na fe ohaw ahodo enso so a free SHS yi eno nso so no ye namu a eno nso e de ababesi sei no eno nti ena ma wo hia mu a wo hweye na se obebobo ho no watimi ahwe na watimi aboa amadachi bia free SHS yi akoso a aye akono
ewo dialogue bi a ekọ so a YAFO Institute ewo Accra omo na de sa adwuma de ehihye so eno omo titirani ana omo president Nathaniel Jamina o kire say omo hwe ekwan a free SHS policy no ebetumi akọ nkan na ebeboa Ghana for dodo na afi so ebetumi aboa na eyi ohia susuro afri omanfo no so.
With this research that we did, the topic was on the unintended consequences of the free SHS policy on household poverty. Our objective was to look at or document the unintended consequences that the free SHS policy has brought to households in Ghana. So that is why we set off to undertake this research. And the research also focused on parents who are supposed to be the beneficiaries of this free SHS policy. And as we put out there during the presentation that some of the unintended consequences that the parents have identified was that the policy that was supposed to bring them less financial cost is rather bringing additional cost to them. Now this cost comes in various forms, from accommodation, classes fees, feeding and the rest. But if you look at the component of the free education policy, you realize that all these components that the parents are complaining about are components that the policy says it has taken care of the cost. However, parents are still bearing the cost of these items on grounds. And what is even worse is that they also have to pay unofficial fees in enrolling their wards in some of these institutions. And when we look at parents' overall satisfaction of the policy, we had only 41% of parents saying that the policy was helpful, and we have almost about 58% of the parents saying that they do not want the double track system. And that should tell you that some of these unintended consequences is real and the parents are facing it, and so they are really particular about them.
Professor Enoch Opoku entry ono enana oye titirani edema dwumadi a ekọ so no eno say aban anke wo so otena say na ohwe free SHS policy no eka ewom ansana wo de ato edwa andase wahyaase se oye.
In policy framing, you have to tell us the cost and where you're going to get the money to pay for it, else you get stuck on the way. So the free senior high school policy was supposed to have been costed by the government, that it's going to cost us this amount. Because if you look critically at research, this government has borrowed 761 billion Ghana cedis. Have you noticed that? And then the free senior high school for the past 6 years has cost us just 10 billion cedis. So the free senior high school, which is the flagship policy of the government, is just 1.3% of the money the government has borrowed. What is the rest of the money? You see, in this world there are only two forces that powers: intellect and emotions. You pick one. And as I see all of you sitting here, you've picked the intellect part. That means we have to dialogue and talk about the issues. Facts are facts. It doesn't matter where somebody belongs to, party A or party B, who cares? It's a policy that we are talking about. And education, we just talk about the path. So if we want to dialogue about this, what was the cost that the government anticipated? What is the blueprint that the government is going to raise the money from? And then when we are stuck, what do we do next? The reason why that is important is that when the government is no more and another government comes, there's a blueprint that you will use to know that this is where we got the money from and this is how we spent it. This is how we were accountable to it, because we have the reform policy accountability as a strong piece of it. As it is now, we don't know how much it costed, how we got the money from, and how we spent.
Any power bebree no anso ekopiemu ewo dwumadie no ase no ede wo mo adwenkyere eto wo no mo nkanka ene awofo a wo mo na wo mo ho behenhare wo mo enam se free SHS no wo mo ma na ekusuku a wo mo enchie bibia wo mo a ebepie mu bi eye aban adwumayefo educators and afi communities aworo sa dialogue e ma stakeholders ekwan se wo mo ntoato adwen na afi wo mo hwekwan a free SHS policy no ebetumi akọ animu na ede ahoto ebebre Ghana for